A very good morning to all. Today I am going to discuss about active elements. Active elements. So, active elements means something which produce energy. That means that does not consume energy is called active elements. That's ability to provide voltage or current. That type of elements are called active elements. For example, voltage source, current source and generator all are examples of active elements. So let's discuss first what is a voltage source. Voltage source. Voltage source. So voltage source are of two types, ideal and practical. Let's see what is an ideal voltage source. Ideal voltage source. So voltage source means an element which continuously provide a voltage to its terminal is called the voltage source. An element which is continuously provide a voltage of V irrespective of the load. It is very important that irrespective of the load. If it is ideal, no, it is ideal means a source which providing a constant voltage V across its terminal irrespective of the load. That is called the ideal voltage source. So the graph which shows the relationship between voltage and current for an ideal voltage source will be, this is I and this will be V and this will be Vs. This will be Vs because there is no drop and all. So all the Vs will be available across this terminal, so that the I and V graph will be like this. From this graph it is very clear that even though we are increasing the value of current, the voltage is constant. That means irrespective of the load condition, I or another word is load. So irrespective of the load condition, the voltage will be always constant. That is called the ideal voltage source. But when comes to practical case, it is slightly different. That means a practical voltage source can be represented like this. A practical voltage source can be represented like this. This is the terminal voltage V and this is the current I. And this is nothing but a resistor. So a practical voltage source means a voltage source in which there is an internal resistance. A practical voltage can be represented by a voltage source in series with a resistor R. A voltage source in series with a resistor R. So that the terminal voltage V is not always constant, or we can't say that this is constant for all the time or for all the load. That means whenever the load is increasing, its voltage starts drop. That means suppose this is the I, terminal current I, and this is the terminal voltage V. This will be the graph, which means initially the value of voltage will be simply Vs. For current I is equal to 0, the value Vs. When we increasing the value of current, or in other words, when we increasing the load, increasing the value of current means nothing but increasing the load. So when we increasing the load, what happens? The voltage starts drop. Which means it is the example of practical. We can take an example like when we increasing the load means that it have certain capacity, no? The terminals, the source have certain capacity in order to provide a constant voltage. But after or beyond a certain limit, what happens? It consumes enormous amount of current. And it starts short circuiting the terminal. When we increasing the load beyond a certain limit means it will become short circuit. After certain limit. That's why it is represented like this. That means for again we are increasing means it comes to this point. That means for huge amount of current, the voltage will be 0. That means this terminal will be likely to be short circuited. So this is the case. Clear? So an ideal means simply a voltage source Vs and terminal voltage is always constant. A practical means there should be someone which is reducing the terminal voltage, that is nothing but a resistor in series. There should be someone who helps in absorbing some voltage, that is nothing but the resistor R. Clear? Only in series combination there will be drop. So Vs, so we can say that the terminal voltage equation like this, Vs minus I into R equal to V. Clear? This is the terminal voltage equation. So Vs minus I into R equal to V. This is the equation for terminal voltage, and this will plus and this is minus. So Vs minus I into R equal to terminal voltage. Here it is simply what? Vs equal to V. Here it is simply Vs equal to V. So this is the concept of voltage source. And let's see what is a current source means. Current source. Current source. What is that current source means? Which here also we have ideal and practical concept. Ideal and practical concept. So let's discuss what is ideal. So an ideal current source means an ideal current source means it always draw a constant current irrespective of the voltage. That means here I will be constant irrespective of the voltage across the load. It always consume or it always transfer a constant current to the load irrespective of the load condition. That is called the ideal current source. Let's take the graph again. So this will be V and this will be I graph. So there will be a constant current which is called Is all the time. So irrespective of the load across the terminal, irrespective of the load or voltage across the terminal, what is the value of I here? I will be constant all the time. I will be constant all the time. That is nothing but Is. That is nothing but Is. This is called the ideal current source. And comes into practical case, that is practical current source means this is the practical current source. So this is Vs and this is Is and this is I. So this is R and this is terminal voltage V. That means there will be a resistor R in parallel with the current source. That means you can imagine like this. Ideal means always constant. Practical means something which is deviating. So ideal current source means current is always constant irrespective of the voltage. So practical means current should be reduced. For current should be reduced, something should be there in parallel with the source. Something should be there in parallel with the load. No? Source, no? But in the case of here, see, ideal voltage source means voltage always constant. Practical voltage source means voltage source should be less than the ideal one. So voltage to be less than the ideal one means something to be added in series, that is the series resistance. This you can imagine like this, no? Series and parallel combination you can imagine like this. So this is the case. So you can say here that the current I is not at all a constant. Not at all a constant. Some of the current will be flowing through the parallel resistor R. So this will be the graph. Suppose this is V and this is I means this will be the graph. Initially it is Is and slowly the current also drops. Slowly the current also drops. So we can connect I, Vs, R and Is as we can say that this is Vs minus what is this current? What will be this current? Let be I0. There will be I0. What will be this current? It is nothing but V divided by R, right? So Vs minus, so Vs or again in terms of current we can write, it is Is minus I0, let be I0 equal to I, or we can write it as Is is nothing but what, Vs by R. So Vs by R, no, Is is nothing but Vs by R, or which is minus I0 is nothing but V by R, right? I0 is nothing but V by R, which is equal to I, You need not to write all this equation, but you have to know this simply. Practical current source means the current is not at all a constant value, it is deviating. That means whenever we increase the voltage, the current starts dropping. That is the case here. Clear? So this is the concept of active voltage source and current source. And let's do some interesting problem regarding this voltage source, current source, and some combinational circuit. Let's do some problems. And before that, I request all of you to please share this video to all of your friends, so that they are also get benefited and their friends also get benefited. Okay. So write a problem. This is 6 ohm and this is 12 ohm, and this is the point B, and this is connected like this. This is the point A. Clear? So this is our question. So here we have to find the value of I, simply I. We have to find the value of I. How can we solve? These all are current source. Oh, I forgot to write the value here. So it is 12 ampere. It is 6 ampere. So how can we try? See, I already said that. Suppose this is the point A, means it is here like short circuited now. So this is a point A, mean this is also A, and this is also A, short circuited since it is short circuited. This is also A since it is short circuited. This is also A since it is short circuited. This is also A since it is short circuited up to this. From here to here they are also A, because this and this get short circuited. So this point up to here it is A. And let's check what this is B means. Here also B. So in the whole figure, there are only 2 points actually, A and B. There is nothing else, right? So we can simplify the figure like this. I simply mark a point A here. I simply mark a point B here. And let's show in between this point A and B. Okay. I will start from here. I'm going to start from here. So A to B there is a resistance 6 ohm. So I marked 6 ohm. And again from A to B there is a current source, but the current is flowing from B to A, right? The current is flowing from B to A. So I can write like this. So there is a current source, but the current is flowing from B to A of 6 ampere. The polarity is very important. And again from A to B, see, from A to B, what is a 4 ohm resistor is there, no? A 4 ohm resistor is there. A to B 4 ohm resistor is there. A to B again a 4 ohm resistor is there, but the current is from B to A. So these current I have to find out. And again from A to B, see, so this element I wrote, this element I again wrote, and this element I draw already, and again this one. So see this one, A to B there is a 12 ampere, that current is from B to A. So see, I can write this like this. I can write like this. From B to A, there is a flow of current of 12 ampere, and this is clear. So from B to A there is a current source of 12 ampere, and again see A to B there is 12 ampere, 12 ohm. So A to B here is 12 ohm. So this figure can be reduced to this figure, right? Without changing the parameter. No, we simply apply the trick that short circuited point will be same, so that you can get exactly same figure like this. Then how can we do after? Again see, these 12 and 6 are in parallel now, and we can say that 12 ampere and 6 ampere both in same direction means applying the concept of vector addition. How can I write like this? I can write like this: 18 ampere of current passing through. See, 12 and 6 parallel combination. What will be the effective value of resistance? 12 into 6 divided by 18. 12 plus 6, 18. So it is 3 and this is 4. This is equal to 4 ohm. So I can write like this: it is 4 ohm. It is 4 ohm. And remaining 4 ohm is in parallel. No, remaining 4 ohm is parallel. So 12, 6. Again 6 and 12 get parallel. Again this is again like this. So this is also 4 ohm, and here the current I, here the current, sorry, it is upward direction. The direction is very important. So you can always mark like this. You can always mark like this: upward direction current. So of course we know that this is 18 ampere, 2 parallel combination. Then what will be the current I? The current I will be simply 9 ampere. The current I will be simply 9 ampere. Is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? Let's do another problem. Let's do another problem. Let's do another problem. If you have any doubt anywhere in the session, please ask in the comment section. Okay. Please ask in the comment section and write a question. If 10 ohm resistor is connected across AB, 10 ohm resistor is connected across AB, then what is the value of V and I? Then V comma I will be, then V comma I will be. So this is V and this is I. We have to find the voltage V and voltage I if 10 ohm is connected here. If 10 ohm is connected here. So this is an example of what? Practical. This is an example of practical voltage source. No, practical voltage source. So let us write the equation first. So in practical voltage source, we can write like this: Vs minus I into Rs. Vs minus I into Rs equal to V, right? Equal to V. Vs minus I into Rs equal to V. And from the graph it is clear that when, see, at current I is equal to 0, this is the point at which current is I is equal to 0, so that V is equal to minus 20. So we can write this at I is equal to 0, V equal to what? Minus 20. V equal to what? Minus 20. Applying this condition in this equation number 1, we will get like Vs minus I is equal to 0, so 0 into Rs equal to V is equal to minus 20. So that V is equal to minus 20 volt. So we got the value of Vs now. V is equal to minus 20 volt. And again another condition at V equal to 0. At V equal to 0 means this is the condition. These axes got to 0 means this is the condition. At V equal to 0, at V is equal to 0, I will be what? At V is equal to 0, I will be minus 2 ampere. So applying this condition, what I get? Vs minus I into Rs, right? Apply the condition in equation number 1. So Vs minus I into Rs. I is what? Minus 2. So minus 2 into Rs. Minus 2 into Rs equal to, what is that? 0. Voltage is 0. We already know the value of Vs. Vs is what? Minus 20. So minus 20 plus 2 Rs equal to 0. So that Rs will be equal to 10 ohm. Rs will be equal to 10 ohm. Now you have the value of Vs and Rs. Okay. Let us redraw this figure again. Okay. What will be the figure? So this will be like this, and this will be Vs. Vs is nothing but minus 20. So I can write it as minus 20. So minus 20 means I have to change the polarity. So it will be simply 20 volt, right? 20 volt. I changed the polarity. So it will be 20 like this. And what is Rs? Rs will be equal to 10 ohm. So I mark that as 10 ohm, and I have to connect an external resistance of what? 10 ohm, right? External resistance of 10 ohm. Then this will be the value of voltage. Now the voltage will be V. V will be like this, and there will be of course a flow of current. I know there will be of course a flow of current, but this is not the current direction. What is that? This will be the current direction, because the polarity is reversed, so this will be the current direction. So this will be plus and this will be minus. Clear? So let's see what is the value of I. I will be nothing but simply 20 by 20, which is equal to what? Series connection, no? So it is equal to 1 ampere. So the value of current will be 1 ampere. That is nothing but our I will be 1 ampere. And we have to find the voltage V also, right? So when the current flows here from here to here, there is a drop across this 10 ohm resistor. That drop is nothing but V is equal to I into R, which is nothing but 1 into 10 is equal to 10 volt. So this is the answer for our question. Clear? So simply we done in a step-by-step manner, because we apply the conditions first and again look back to the question, so that there will be a 10 ohm resistor in series, connected across the branch AB, so that redraw the figure again. So you will get a value of I. The voltage V is nothing but the terminal AB voltage, the terminal AB voltage. Here the terminal A and here the terminal B. Clear? So this is the terminal voltage AB, so that V is equal to 10 volt. Okay? It is actually, suppose the voltage AB is actually minus 10 volt, minus 10. A to B is minus 10 volt. Okay, you can write simply 10 volt or minus 10. Okay, whatever in the question. VAB is equal to minus 10 volt, but it is actually like this. VBA equal to VB to A equal to 10 volt. But VA to B equal to is equal to this minus 10 volt. It's a minus 10. That is very important. You can see from the option itself, you can find the answer. Clear? So this is the concept here. So normally you may not ask directly what is a voltage source and what is a current source, but you can also like this. You can ask also like this. Means a diagram with a graph. It's very important question. Okay, I think it's clear to all. I think it's very clear to all. Okay, let's do another problem. Okay. So see this. This is our question. Here we have to find the value of I. The value of I. Here we have to find the value of I. Okay. How can we solve this? How can we solve this? Okay, see. This is a short circuit, no? The terminal here to here, it is a short circuit. Short circuit means the resistance R will be equal to what? 0. The resistance R will be equal to 0. This is in parallel with the 6 ohm, no? So, the effective resistance across this and this will be what? The resistance of R is equal to 0 parallel with the 6 ohm. It will be simply 0 into 6 divided by 0 plus 6. It is equal to 0. So, this section also be like short circuited. So, I can redraw the figure like, redraw the figure like, see, I can redraw like this. Simply like this, no? Simply like this. I can redraw the figure simply like this. That means this 6 ohm will not be there. It is also like short circuited condition. So from here to here it is like a short circuit. Only remaining these 3 will be there. So these 3 will be there. So this is the current I. The previous current is not changing, no? This is we have to find. That current means this current. This current means this current. This current means this combination current. This combination current. So that I we have to find. That I we have to find. Okay. How can we find that? Actually, due to this problem or through this problem, I am trying to learn you. I am trying to teach you that the short circuited concept. The short circuited concept. Okay. So here, what will be the total current I first? What will be the total current I first? Let it be I dash. Let it be taken as I dash. What will be I dash here? I dash is nothing but total voltage divided by total resistance while seeing from opposite side. No. So how can we write this? This and this, it will be in parallel. This and this will be in parallel, right? This terminal and this terminal come connected common. That means this end and these ends are connected together so that this and this get parallel. Very, very important. How can we check parallel and all? Similar ends connected together or not? Similar end connected together or not? This is the one end and this is another end. This is one end, this is another end. So similar end connected together so that it's parallel. So 6 and 6 get parallel means effective resistance will be 3 ohm. And 3 and 6 will be again in series means effective resistance will be what? 9 ohm. So I1 is equal to 9.6 by 9 ampere. So 9.6 by 9 ampere. You can use okay, in examination there will not be 9.6 actually. There will be a whole value so that you can easily divide and find the answer. Okay. So we got I dash is equal to what? 9.6 by 9. So applying current division rule. Apply current division rule. What is current division rule says? Suppose I dash is the current here, so that I dash is the current here also. We have to find the current I. So that according to current division rule, I will be equal to the incoming current I into opposite branch resistor. Opposite branch resistor is what here? 86 ohm. The incoming current into opposite branch resistor. Opposite means the opposite to the resistor at which we have to find the current. Here across this 6 ohm is we have to find the current right. So opposite branch resistor means it's 6 ohm. So I will be equal to 6 into 9.6 divided by 9 divided by whole divided by total resistance. What is total resistance here? 12 ohm. So this will be the value of current I. So current division rule is nothing but suppose current I is the incoming to the point here and split up into 2 across some resistor R1 and R2. Across some resistor R1 and R2, then let be I1 and let be I2. Okay, let be I1 and let be I2. Then the value of I1 in terms of I and R1 and R2 will be equal to I1 will be equal to the incoming current I into opposite branch resistor. I1 we have to find. So opposite branch resistor is what? R2. So I into R2 whole divided by total resistance R1 plus R2. Clear? And I2 will be equal to I into opposite branch resistor. I into opposite branch resistor is R1 whole divided by R1 plus R2. This is the current division rule. I will explain voltage division rule also here. Okay, you may, it will be helpful to you. Okay, suppose this is R1 and R2. Voltage division happens only in the series circuit. Current division happens only in the parallel circuit. Okay, for simplicity I am taking two resistors here. Okay, 3, 4 etc. will be there, and there is another formula for that. I will discuss later whenever it demands. Okay, so each R1 and R2, consider R1 and R2 in series, and I am applying a voltage V here. I am applying a voltage V here. Then what will be the voltage drop across R1 V1, and what will be the voltage drop across R2? It is V2. So V1 will be nothing but V into same resistor divided by total resistor, and V2 will be equal to V into same resistor R2 divided by R1 plus R2. V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is called the voltage division rule and current division. Both are opposite actually. Here we took the incoming current, the whole current into opposite resistor divided by the total resistor. Here we took same resistor divided by our total resistor. Okay, that you have to clearly note. Clear? So this is the problem and some facts regarding voltage and current division. Okay, let's move to another problem. Let's move to another problem. I think it's very clear to all. Again repeating, if you have any doubt, if you have any points, you want to repeat some points again, you can comment in the comment section. Okay, and I will tell you the answer. Another question, write another question. Find the internal resistance of E. This is our question. Find the internal resistance of E. Here E is the what? Voltage source. Voltage source. So see the question again. So this is the again the concept of voltage source, concept of practical voltage source. Actually the concept of practical current source is very less. Questions regarding the practical current source is very less. Most of the question will be from this type of practical voltage source. Okay. See here. So how can we solve? So first step is nothing but write down the equation, right? Write down the equation. So I write it as E minus I into 10, right? I into 10 is there, and equal to V. We have to find the what? Internal resistance of E, means we have to redraw the figure like E, let be R be the internal resistance, and this will be 10 ohm, and this will be the voltage V, this will be the current I. And again you have to write the equation. Okay, E minus what is that? I into small r minus 10 into I equal to V. So this equation is our equation. This equation is our equation. Okay, actually this is not needed. Just for telling the steps, no? Previous step is like that, and this also the same step. For simply representing, this is same step as that of the previous problem. I wrote that equation. This is we have to find. Because in the question, find the internal resistance of E. So you have to redraw the figure with indicating what? R as the internal resistance. So E and R 10 ohm, I and V like this. Okay, so E minus IR minus 10 into I is equal to V. This is our equation number 1. Let be equation number 1. So we are going to play with this equation actually. Okay, we are going to play with this equation. So let's see in the graph. Let's see in the graph. When V equal to 100 volt, when V equal to 100 volt, what is the value of current I? The current I will be 0, right? When V is equal to 100 volt, corresponding value of current I will be what? It is 0. So you can write at V is equal to 100 volt, current I will be equal to 0 ampere. Current I will be equal to 0 ampere. So pointing this condition or regarding this condition, how can I write or redraw this equation? Rewrite the equation. It is nothing but E minus I is equal to what? 0 into R minus 10 into 0 equal to what? V. So that E and V will be equal. V is equal to what? 100 volt. So that E will be equal to what? 100 volt. So now you got the value of E. Now you got the value of E. And see, in the same graph, you can also see that at I is equal to 0.5, see, at I is equal to 0.5 ampere, what is the value of V? At I is equal to 0.5, the value of V will be equal to what? 88. So V will be 88 volt. So again, focus in this condition, I can again write the equation as E minus I is nothing but 0.5 into R. R is like that, R minus 10 into I is equal to again 0.5 equal to what? V. Equal to what? V. So we know the value of E. We know the value of E. Already we found out there is no change in E because it is the EMF source. No, there is no change. It is 100. So 100 minus 0.5 into R minus 5, right? 10 into 0.5 means 5 equal to V. What is V here? 88. Clear? So it will be minus 0.5 into R equal to 88 plus 5 minus 100. Right? This minus goes there. So it will be 93 minus 100. It is nothing but minus 7. Minus 7. So R will be simply equal to 7 by 0.5. Right? 7 by 0.5. 80 plus 5, 3 is equal to 93. 93 minus 100 is equal to minus 7. So R will be equal to 14 ohm. 7 by 0.5 means nothing but 14 ohm. So this is how we have solved this problem. Clear? So simply apply the basic equation and thoroughly check the graph. Mark the point. You will definitely get the answer. This is very easy actually. Clear? Okay. Let's do another problem. Let's do another problem. Let's do another problem. What is the time now? Okay. Let's do another problem. It's very important problem. It's very important problem. In JEE as well as in AE exam, you can see a problem like this. Simply, you can solve this, but you have to know the trick. You have to know the trick. Which bulb glow brighter? This is our question. It's very interesting as well as important question in electrical engineering. Okay. I think you may also familiar with this type of questions in previous examinations, and definitely some of the people will definitely make it wrong. Okay, let's see how can it be solved. Here two bulbs are connected in series now. Two bulbs are connected in series and the rating of each bulb is given like 400 volt, 100 volt, 60 volt, 200 volt. We have to find which bulb glow brighter when it is connected in series. Let's check. So you can start from here. You can start from the concept that the current I flowing through each bulb will be same. That is the concept here. The current is flowing through each bulb will be same. I will be same. I will be same. Same for B1 and B2. This is the real core concept you have to probe when you face this type of problem. This is the core concept you have to apply. I will be same for B1 and B2 because in series connection current will be same. Okay. Here we have power P is nothing but power P is equal to V square by R. You know, power P is equal to V square by R. For bulb B1, for bulb B1, P is equal to V square by R1. Let it obtain R1 such that R1 will be nothing but what? V square by P, which is nothing but V is here now. V is given, so V square means V into V whole divided by what? P. It is nothing but like this. For it is 25 ohm. And for B2, what is again the equation? P is equal to V square by R2. So that R2 will be equal to what? R2 will be equal to what? R2 will be V square by P, which is equal to, what is V here? 200. So 200 into 200 whole divided by, what is P here? 60, right? So you can write like this. This and this can cancel, and this is 3 and this is 10. So you can write like this, 2000 by 3, right? 2000 by 3. It will be nearly approximately what? 3, right? 660, nearly 60 point something ohm. Okay, 666 point something ohm. Clear? So let's see. So now you got the value of what? R1 and R2. That means R1 and R2. Same current is flowing through the resistor. That's very important. So what will be the power dissipated? Power dissipated across B1. What is the power dissipated across B1? It is nothing but I square into R1, right? What is the power dissipated across B1? It is nothing but I square into R1. So I square is what? I is what? I is same now. I square into R1. So let be I itself. I square into R1. So I square into R1 is what? 25. And power dissipated across bulb V2 will be equal to again I square into R2. Clear? It is I square into R2 is what? This much ohm. 666 ohm. So I square into 666 this much volt. No, it is watt. Power means it is watt. Power means it is watt. Power dissipated. Or joule. You can write that like this. This much energy is what? Energy. It is like joule. You can write like this. So across B1, I square into 25 joule is heating. I square into 25 joule is heating. You can see the brightness like that. And across B2, you can see I square into 666. That much what brighter, I mean that much glow will be there. So can you say what will be the brighter lamp? Which will be the brighter lamp? Of course what? The lamp at which we have more what? Resistance. The lamp at which more resistance. In what lamp we have more resistance? In B2 we have more resistance. So in series connection, lesser the watt lamp will glow brighter. This very very important conclusion. In series connection, the lamp glow brighter will be equal to series connection, globe brighter will be equal to less wattage. Less wattage. It's very important conclusion. It's very important conclusion. Clear? So in series connection you can solve like this. The concept of I will be same for B1 and B2. So that you found the value of I square into R here and I square into R here. I square into R is nothing but the power dissipated. You can feel or you can see the dissipation in the form of what? Light and heat. So this will be the solution. So in series connection, the glow brighter lamp will be equal to less wattage lamp. Less wattage lamp. So of course this will be the less wattage. This is 400 watt and this is 60 watt. So if you connect two lamps in series connection, you will feel that the lesser wattage lamp will glow brighter. Clear? Let's see another question. In the same manner, suppose there are two bulbs in parallel, then what will be the condition? Let's check. Again, we have to find which lamp will glow brighter. Again, same question. Or which bulb, which bulb will glow brighter? Which bulb will glow brighter? So here you can follow the condition that in parallel connection the voltage will be what? Same. In parallel connection the voltage will be same. So let's see what will be the resistance of lamp B1. Let's check that. So the condition or the core concept here it is V will be same across B1 and B2. V will be same across B1 and B2. So let's check what will be regarding bulb B1, what will be the value of resistance R1. R1 is nothing but we already have the equation power P is equal to V square by R now. Power P is equal to V square by R, so that R is equal to V square by P, which is equal to V is nothing but, let us assume that this V is here now, 40 into 40. V is here now, V is here, V is same for all the branches now. So 40 into 40 divided by P. What is P? It is 40. For lamp 1 now, P is 40. So 40 and 40 get cancelled. It is nothing but 40 ohm. It is nothing but 40 ohm. And again, for B2, what is R2? R2, what is R2 here? R2 will be equal to what? Again, V square by P. For B2, V square is nothing but 40, so 40 into 40 all divided by, what is P here? 20. 20, no, it is given, it is 20. So 20 into 2, that is 80 ohm. That is 80 ohm. So what will be the power that is, you can feel like light in the form of light or in the form of what? Heat across this B1. Or we can like that is power dissipated across B1 will be equal to what? Power dissipated across B1 will be equal to power is same equation, power P is equal to V square by R, B square by R. Okay, so that V is nothing but here it is 40 square by R. R is what? 40 ohm. So it is nothing but 40 joule. And again power dissipated across bulb V2 will be equal to what? V square by R, R2, R1 and R2. So it will be equal to V is nothing but 40 into 40 V square divided by R2 is nothing but 80. So it will be 2 and 2 it is 20 ohm, 20 joule. So from this power dissipation concept, you can see that bulb B1 will produce more energy in the form of light and heat. It is 40 joule, but here it is only 20 joule. Here it is only 20 joule. So you can conclude from here that bulb B1, no? So brighter bulb will be brighter bulb equal to B1. Brighter bulb equal to B1. Clear? So in parallel connection, what lamp having highest power rating, which glow brighter? In series connection, what lamp having or which bulb having low power rating, which glow brighter? That is the very, very important conclusion. So you need not solve all this problem. You can simply look into the problem and you can find out. Something which is connected in series means the lowest wattage will glow brighter. Something which is connected in parallel means the highest will glow brighter. You can see from our home itself, no? From our home itself. We have a 40 watt lamp, we have 10 watt lamp, we have 20 watt lamp, we have 30 watt lamp, which glow brighter. Of course the wattage, no? Higher the wattage, brighter will be the bulb. You can feel from our home, because in our home it is parallel connection. All the equipments in our home are connected in parallel. So in examination, once you feel a confusion, you just think about our home. In our home, all are in parallel. Okay, first consider all are in parallel. So higher the wattage means brighter will be the bulb. So brighter lamp will be high wattage lamp in parallel connection. Exactly opposite you can apply to series connection. So that is the concept. I think it's very clear to all. Okay, so let's meet again in the next class. Until, thank you so much, and please share this video to your friends so that they are also get benefited. It's very, very basic. From very, very basic we are moving. From very, very basic we are moving, so that when we reach the peak level, we can learn very, very important concept and very interesting concept also. Okay, in power system, and we will definitely learn machines and all. You will definitely learn very, very interesting concept there. So please share to your friends, and if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section. Sharing is the only thing you can do for me, because I am taking this this is my idea that no, many of the institution here in India and Kerala, as well as in Kerala, takes a very high charge from students for a particular course, whether it be SSC JEE, whether it be RRB JEE or something. Okay, nearly it thousands and all they are taking from students. So what I thought, if I have some knowledge, I have to share it to all, so that definitely in this corona time, many of the students loses, definitely struggle for making money. So that definitely these videos will be helpful for those type of people. Okay, those type of students. So please share to all, and share your knowledge also to me. Okay, if you feel any shortcut method, or if you feel any better knowledge or better method than me, you can definitely share in the comment section. It's also appreciable. Okay, so let's together make a difference. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's meet again in the next class.